Hey everybody, it's Josh Alexander from The Brokerage and your host of Discover Yorba Linda. So I'm pretty excited about today's episode because I got to sit down with Joe and Tim, who are owners of Lone Wolf Brewery. So if you haven't heard of them before, that's okay because they're not officially open yet. They're coming soon to Yorba Linda, and I was able to sit down with them to get a sneak peek to see what they're all about and exactly what to expect when they do open their doors to the public. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so welcome to the show. Today we have Joe and Tim with us from Lone Wolf Brewery. So Joe, Tim, thank you for coming onto the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Joe, can you go ahead and just give us a little bit of explanation about who you are, both business, maybe personal, and kind of what led you to this point that we're at right now?
Okay, well, I've been in the business world for many, many years. I won't tell you my age, but mostly as a consultant, go into companies and help turn them around.
Okay.
Get in there, kind of work the entire business from the ground floor up, and work with the owners to get to where they wanted to be.
Gotcha.
During COVID, being a consultant, a lot of companies had to downsize. They had to scale back. So during that time frame, I kind of took a hard look at what I wanted to do, and I've been brewing beer on and off since college, and
Okay.
it's something that always excited me. And I started out as a young kid in the restaurant business. So I turned around my buddy Tim here. I said, "Hey, I'm thinking about opening breweries. What do you think?" And he goes,
I'm in.
Yep.
I'm in.
Good to go. Yeah.
"Yeah." So
Okay.
so kind of took all this business experience over the last 30, 40 years, and kind of cultivated into opening up what we feel is going to be a very successful operation.
Got it. Perfect. And then so Tim, kind of the same question for you, if you don't mind, if you want to swap mics real fast on there. So kind of what brought you to this point here, a little bit about yourself and your background as well.
With Joe's background, he and I were fortunate to work together, and I come from a consumer electronics background,
Okay.
operations
Yep.
specifically.
Okay.
Joe and I really hit it off, hit up a kindred spirit of beer, of wine, of bourbon, and same as Joe, during COVID, I decided to leave that corporate job. That was just the succubus of life.
Seemed like a lot of people did the
this
same thing.
opportunity came forward to do something that we're really passionate about and what we
Okay.
really love to do together. And I was all in as soon as he mentioned it. We went to a brewery where he asked me, "What do you think about doing this?" My eyes lit up. I says, "Can we?"
Yep.
And that's really where the ball went forward from there.
Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and now actually get into the brewery. So so you kind of came up with the idea. So what is your vision for this place? So how do you think this place is going to go once everything's opened up? And just kind of give us an outline of what you expect this place to be for Yorba Linda.
Well, for me, it kind of all goes back to when I was a kid. I grew up in New York, in Brooklyn, New York,
Okay.
and when you went out to dinner in New York, it was an event. You go out at 6 o'clock, you get home at 11. You'd eat, and the parents would all gather around after dinner, and they would talk and socialize, and all of us kids would go play hide and go seek, or we'd do crazy things there. And and one thing I've noticed out really nationwide, and especially out here, is that's kind of missing. Mm-hmm. So what we wanted to do is we want to create not only a brewery and a restaurant, but we want to create a lifestyle. When people come here, they want to stay. They want to hang out. We're going to have games for the kids. We're going to have both cornhole, Jenga. We'll have electronic games for the kids, so that way when they're done eating, the parents can still sit around and socialize, and the kids can play. And we wanted to make sure that it was not only kid friendly, but also our patio is dog friendly as well, because a lot of people now, their dogs are the part of their family.
Yep.
So we wanted to put together a place where, kind of going back again, aging myself again, cheers, where everybody knows your name. An open atmosphere, open tables, community tables, a place where you can come hang out and have fun.
Got it. Well, it sounds like a great experience that I cannot wait for, because it is something that is lacking around Yorba Linda, where someplace you can go, eat dinner, hang out, there aren't that many places around here and Orange County in general where you can really make that experience an all-night experience instead of just eating dinner and then going back home and watching a movie or something. We talked a little bit before last week when I came here about your thoughts in terms of like community tables. Can you go into that a little bit in terms of kind of the same vein, trying to bring people together and have them here for hours at a time to be able to hang out?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things we want to do is we want to open up more than one location.
Okay.
So the first location to us was Paramount.
Yeah.
You know, we looked at 9 different cities, we looked at over 50 locations, and when we came to Yorba Linda, we walked into this location and immediately walked through the doors and we said, this is it. It hit all the buttons, and plus it's in one of the best communities in Southern California. And from that perspective, we said, okay, we got this canvas, we got this 6,700 square foot canvas. You know, what are we going to do to make people want to come here and stay here? So one of the things we did is we decided instead of having individual tables, we're having community tables. All of our tables are, with the exception of some 4 tops, you know, for handicap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Most of our tables are all between 6 and 8 feet long.
Wow. Okay.
And where they sit anywhere from 6 to 10 people. You know, so you're going to get to know your neighbor. You know, we want to take that phone, and we want you to put it on the table and leave it there, and we want you to learn something about your neighbors, learn something about, you know, your community.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're all about. We built a 31-foot bar for that purpose, and it's a U-shape. We have an outside 20-foot bar with roll-up windows. You know, so the whole idea is again, the people on this side of the bar inside can be talking to people outside the bar facing them. You know, so again, it's all about the community. It's all about conversation and kind of, you know, getting back to the roots of what, you know, what we're all about, and that's, you know, that's talking, and that's getting to know people.
Absolutely, and I love that concept that you're bringing here. So now let's go ahead and talk about what a lot of people want to hear about, the beer that you guys are brewing on there. So what type of beer are you going to be brewing here? Is it going to be changing on a regular basis? Can you give us a little insight on what you envision that side of the things looking like?
Okay, so staying with kind of the concept of what we're all about, you know, I mean, a lot of brewers, they brew what they want to brew, and they do it really well. We want to do that as well, but we're going to take a little twist to it.
Okay.
You know, we're not going to start out, even though we have 20 taps, we're going to start out small, and we're going to find out what the community wants.
Okay.
Okay. We brew everything from Irish Reds to stouts, pilsners, lagers, to all kinds of different IPAs, seltzers and sours.
Okay.
But it's going to be the community that tells us. So we feel we're going to have our 6 to 8 what we call the staple beers. So that'll be our Irish Red that's always on tap, and our blonde ale, you know, our Imperial Stout, and we'll have our double IPA and our triple IPA. We'll have, you know, hazy IPA, you know, for that crowd. And we'll have our seltzers. But as we kind of grow in the community, we're going to learn from the community. Maybe the community is heavy German, and so we look at doing, you know, kind of a bunch of German profiles, or maybe they're heavy Belgian. Okay. You know, obviously a rice beer. Yeah. You know, that really kind of will attract, you know, the Asian community. So our goal is, and again, of course, a Mexican lager. You have to have a Mexican lager because you have to be able to make micheladas.
There you go.
You know, so we're gonna brew it all, and you know, our goal is if something doesn't fit, we'll get rid of it. We'll bring something that does.
And is that the same concept you have for the food selection as well? Are you going to kind of see what the community likes? And
Absolutely,
kind of
absolutely. I mean, obviously we have a pizza oven, so we will have pizzas.
Okay.
But the rest of the menu will kind of grow. I mean, you know, our goal is to have upscale gastro pub type food. Okay. You know, not the typical pub food, but the next level. Gotcha. You know, we're not going to be a steak joint. We're not going to do that kind of stuff. But we will have specials. We will have you know, we'll smoke brisket. We'll have a weekend where we're selling brisket and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's going to be kind of upscale gastric pub food that pairs well with beer and wine, because we're going to have wine as well. Okay. You know, so we want our food to pair well with the selections of beer.
Gotcha. Okay. So wine selection, beer selection, you have food selection, games here, open concept. It's giant in here. When I walked in the first time, that was the first thing that I was thinking is, wow, I can't believe how big this place is. So it looks like you're going to be able to house a lot of people in here and be able to hold a lot of events and that type of thing. So is that like events? Are you planning on doing anything like that in the future?
Absolutely. We're 7,600 square feet inside, although it's not going to look that big because of the brew house is inside as well. You know, and the brew house is open, and we do have a bar around the brew house so people can see what's going on. Okay. But we do have a 1,700 square foot patio. Right now, our occupancy is like 277.
Wow, okay.
Between the patio and inside. We will definitely do events.
Okay.
We do have the opportunity to do some events outside.
Yep.
The landlords as well as the city has allowed us to do that.
Okay.
But we also will have, we will also have music inside as well. Not only will we have 80s rock and roll and country and all that blaring,
Yeah.
but we'll have Fridays and Saturdays when we have two-man band or two-person
Okay.
band here singing top 40s or doing karaoke type stuff and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
obviously the events are big.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Mayo, 4th of July. Obviously we'll have stuff going on for all those events.
Okay, great. So in terms of the actual brewing process itself, who's responsible for that? Are you doing that? Is it a joint effort?
It's a joint effort with me taking up the lead on that.
Okay.
Just for an example, this beer in front of us,
Yep.
it was supposed to be a double IPA.
Okay.
During the fermentation process, or actually during the boiling process, it just didn't take on the gravity and ABV that we wanted.
Okay.
So what we did in the last week of fermentation, instead of putting the hops that would have made it a double IPA, I switched out and I put passion hops out of South Africa.
Oh, okay.
So now it's a passion fruit IPA. It was kind of funny because I didn't think it was going to come out very well.
Yeah.
And this beer, since we've been giving it to people, like everybody says, it's better be on the menu.
Yep.
So mistakes turn out to
Yep.
be gold sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times that it did. But at the end of the day, all of us are going to be brewing.
Okay.
The three partners, we have a total of 8 investors,
Okay.
us 3 included,
Yep.
and us 3 now are partners. Jay, who's not here, but Tim
Okay.
and I. Jay and I will take on the bulk of the brewing.
Okay.
Timmy's going to handle most of the back office stuff,
Gotcha.
but he will be involved down there. He's the
Yeah.
best cake cleaner I've ever met.
Yes, sir.
So
Had a few showers.
so it's a team effort.
Okay.
And that's the whole concept here, including our bartenders, our kitchen help. I've already talked to two kids that want to come in and be dishwashers, and they both want to learn the brew house. So
Okay.
they'll be in the brew house learning. They'll be our selling
Okay.
people, and at the end of the day, it's a team effort. It's going to take a team to do it right, and we want to do it right for the community.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So now the other question on probably most people's mind at this point is, when do you guys think you're actually going to get everything opened up? Because it looks like things are moving on pretty quickly. But obviously with construction, there's always delays and there's always things that pop up that take the project from 1 month to another month to another month. So what are you guys looking at right now in terms of when you think you will realistically be open based on the current circumstances?
Well, being we were supposed to be open already.
Already.
It's one of those things. I learned a long time ago. You got two options. You can get mad over everything, or you can just keep working through it. We wanted to be open between November and December. Right now, the way things are looking, we're looking at early March.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that still has to be done.
Yeah.
So that's still in jeopardy as well.
Okay.
But it's going to open when it's ready.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the only one that really knows that date is our good friend upstairs, and he's gonna make sure all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed,
Got it.
and that we're ready to open. So
Yeah.
our hope, March.
March. Okay. Sounds good. Well, you heard it here. March is when they're planning for, but again, just like anything, I'm in the real estate industry. I see the construction costs and the timelines be slipping all over the place. So that doesn't surprise me, unfortunately, especially with today's shortage of labor, shortage of supply, that you're going to see things like this. But I will be eagerly awaiting for you guys to open up, come in here. I've tasted this passion IPA that you guys had in there, and I do agree you should have it on the menu. So it's something that is probably one of the most unique finishes of any beer that I've had anytime recently. So
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations for that. Congrats to making this your new home and making Yorba Linda part of that as well, a part of that journey. So thank you for that. And until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you on the next show. Cheers.
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 Bye.